Yep. Certain things fascinate me in life. And each time I try to pay attention to those things. They help me process information. Help me, would I say, put my thoughts together and make the necessary decisions and adjustments. The first time I came upon it, time-lapse, in movies, where movie producers and movie makers play with time, like you see the rising sun or the setting of it, the way it goes, and it's like, wow. And one of it is, if you've seen the movie Matrix, you see how they played with it. But this is what comes to my mind each time I look at time-lapse: change and transformation. And someone will ask, change and transformation, are they not the same thing? In my opinion, I think they are not. And I will tell you why. I will let you in. The world works on a time-lapse sequence, which brings about change. You've heard about it geographically speaking, for those of us who study geography, and for those of us who pay attention to the cosmos. When the earth evolves or revolves, as the case may be, it brings about, change in season, winter, summer, autumn, and what have you. And we see ourselves grow. You were an infant, now you're an adult, now you're a father, you're a mother, as the case may be. Change, they say, is inevitable. You cannot stop change. No, you cannot. The only constant we have on the earth is change, and it will always happen. Transformation, on the other hand, is not the same, in my opinion, as change. Transformation speaks to growth, development, modification, transition on the back of conscious effort, because change will be. So when you say this thing has transformed, this man, this woman, this mind, that's to say, in time, taking advantage of the constant K, mathematically speaking, you now see that this individual is taking, would I say, making conscious effort and taking those steps in the direction that brings about change, morphologically speaking, psychologically speaking, materially speaking. Because when you look at the word trans and form, it's like a form that moves, that, yes, takes another shape as a result of time. You are conscious. And this is the mistake a lot of us make. Sitting down, thinking change will happen with respect to this condition without you doing anything. No. Tomorrow will surely come. You will become a man someday. You will become a woman someday. But listen, what do you do, or how do you respond to these changes? speaks volume to your transformation. That's where you become, we come to see where investments are made consciously, maybe in your reading, your writing, your thinking, your cognitive skills. You begin to consciously make those efforts. You begin to imbibe, consume, put in you those things that you know will bring about that transformation, because change is inevitable. It will come. It will definitely come. 2030 will come. 2050 will come. But the question now is, how do I respond to it? That is transformation. I've had this conversation, a lot more times, with people, and you come to see that a good number of us wait for change. What do I mean by wait for change? Like, you just sit down with this laissez-faire attitude. Just sit down. It's like, what will be, will be. Que sera, sera. That's not true. The earth is governed by the sun, the moon. It's clear. It's established. The sun will always come. The moon also will always come. But the question now is, what do I do? Let us look at it from this perspective. You wish, I wish I was the president. I wish I was this. Wishful thinking. Okay, what if you become the president? Maybe you just wish, boom, like a wand is waved over you and you become the president. What does it mean to be a president? But let us look at it from the other transformation angle. I desire to be the president. The president of the country, Nigeria, the president of that association, the president of that organization. What do? I consciously begin to work on myself, my skill set. I begin to develop. I begin to acquire. I begin to grow certain skills, maybe public speaking, how to persuade. I become passionate about that. So I pick up books. Okay, I look at myself in the mirror. How do I look? How should the president look? Okay, I begin to grow my look, my image. All right? And I begin to grow my finances. So I am putting a conscious or making a conscious effort, investing in myself to grow, to transform. And I say, so the next 5 years, which will come, the next 10 years, which will come, I have grown myself to this level. A good example to, drive this home is the story of Joseph. When you look at the life and the story of Joseph, it's clear. It's a story of transformation, right from the point of when he was sold by his brothers, conspired against, to the point when he became the prime minister of Egypt. So let us look at the time lapse here. I think he was 17 when he was sold, conspired against, and I think he became the prime minister in his early 30s or so. So give or take a 15 or 16, 17 years time lapse. Now look at his progress. Definitely, he grew his skills, his managerial skills, competencies in that regard. Because when he stood before the king, what he said or what he told the king was nothing for him out of the world, because he's been growing himself. He's been growing himself. And somebody will ask the question, do you think Joseph knew he was going to be the prime minister? Yes. He knew it. He knew he was going to sit in a place of influence someday, one day. He knew he was going to give advice that will bring about world change. So he positioned himself that way within the, you want to call it the time loop sequence. He knew it. The time loop sequence. He knew it. And, you know, just this is my thought. His experience, Joseph's experience came from the symbolism of time. Stars, moon, agriculture, cow, grazing. These things are time bound. They are time based. So he knew it. Time is inevitable. She will always be there. She will always come. She will always bring about change. But do you know what is not, in my opinion, constant, that variable? Is transformation. Transformation comes from the point of conscious effort. You are conscious. You walk. You lean on the advantage of time, in my opinion. You know, like you lean in your weight and you pick it up from there. Well, it will always be. Yes, time will always be. But will you always be? What are you looking forward to? Your transformation. Is it just a wishful thinking or a conscious thinking? As a man thinks, so he becomes, or so he is. You think rich. Okay? It's not just wishful thinking. You think rich. You begin to walk towards what it means to be rich. You walk towards it. All right. Let us lean in. Time, transformation. They will always look at us in the eyes. Gotta go now. So I can go and work on myself so that next time you see me, I have been transformed. My name is Amachree. Amachree Isoboye. Bye for now.